All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about the single most important commands in the entire world of data. Seriously, it's the key that unlocks the door to pretty much any piece of information you could ever want. It's called the select statement, and we're going to break it down. But first, let me ask you a question. Imagine you're standing in a warehouse, and it's just massive, okay? We're talking 1,000,000 boxes stacked to the ceiling. How in the world do you find the one specific box you're looking for? Yeah, you're not just going to start wandering around hoping you get lucky, right? That would be crazy. It'd take forever. You need a system. You need a map. And, most importantly, you need a way to communicate a very specific instruction, a language that the warehouse actually understands. Well, that's exactly what a database is. So for the rest of this, just forget all the code and technical stuff. I want you to just picture that giant, perfectly organized warehouse. But instead of storing physical boxes, it stores information. This is literally your data's home. And in this warehouse, every single aisle has a name. You might have the customers aisle over here, the products aisle over there. In the world of data, we just call these aisles tables. Each one is a neat, organized collection of a specific type of information. Okay, so we've got our warehouse, we've got our aisles. Now what? We need to know how to actually ask for things. We need to learn the language that the system, the person in charge of this whole warehouse, understands without any confusion. And that language is called SQL. You'll hear people say SQL or spell it out SQL. It stands for Structured Query Language, and it's the universal way we talk to databases. It's how you ask for exactly what you need, no matter how ridiculously big that warehouse gets. And of all the commands in SQL, the very first one you learn, and honestly the one you'll use more than any other, is select. It's the simplest instruction there is. It's just you pointing and saying, hey, go get me something. That's it. So let's do it. Let's build our first instruction right now. We're going to tell our data warehouse exactly what we want, and we're going to do it piece by piece. You're about to see just how logical and straightforward this language really is. So here's the cool part. Almost every basic request has just 3 parts. First, you use select. This is the what. It tells the system what specific pieces of information you want, like maybe just the product's name and its price. Second, you use from. This is the where. It tells the system which aisle or which table to go look in. So we'll say, go to the products table. And third, and this is where the magic really happens, you use where. This is the how. It's the filter. It tells the system to only bring back items that match a specific rule, like say only the items that are blue. All right, now for the payoff. Let's see what happens when we put those 3 simple pieces together. This is where we go from a warehouse full of absolute chaos to getting exactly the information we need, like instantly. I mean, just look at the difference one little word can make. Without our filter, without that where, you're just yelling, give me everything in the products aisle. And you might get back, 50,000 products that you now have to dig through yourself. But with our filter, you're saying, bring me only the blue items from that aisle. And instantly, you get the 3 things you were actually looking for. It's the difference between overwhelming noise and a crystal clear answer. And this is what that instruction actually looks like written in SQL. See how it follows our structure perfectly? Select the name and the price from the products table, where the color is equal to blue. When you look at it this way, it's not some scary computer code, right? It's just a logical sentence. And boom, this is what you get back. A perfect, clean little table with just the names and prices of our 3 blue products. Think about that for a second. Out of that massive warehouse, our simple 3-part command cut through all the clutter and retrieved exactly what we asked for. That's the power of select. So let's just hammer this home one last time, because this is your fundamental data toolkit. Select is what you want. From is where to find it. And where is how you want to filter it. Just remember, what, where, and how. And seriously, don't let how simple this seems fool you. This 3-part pattern, select, from, where, is the absolute foundation for asking almost any question of data you can possibly imagine. From finding one person's email to analyzing years of global sales data, it all starts right here. So you've got the key now. You know how to walk into any data warehouse, no matter how huge and intimidating it looks, and ask for precisely what you need. So the only question left is, what are you going to ask for first?